Okay, so this is exercise 10.7 on the capitalization of interest, and I have basically set these up so there are, we've got five, I think unfortunately it's 6 steps to go through, but it kind of walks you through just what you need to do here, okay? So here's the Harrisburg Furniture. They started construction, office and warehouse for their own use. Cost of $5 million on January 1, 17, and it's done December 31st. So that's pretty easy. They have the following debt outstanding. They've got a specific construction loan for the project, plus they have these other loans outstanding. And you note they're at different interest rates and different amounts. And so it says, assume it was completed 12/31 as planned, total cost $5,200, and they give us the weighted average accumulated expenditures of 3.6, and we do not have to compute that. All right, so let me just take you through the steps I use. The first question is, and I'm definitely a sort of a step-by-step person, so step 1 is determine if it qualifies. Well, it's a self-constructed asset. It will require a period of time to construct and get ready for their use. Okay. Capitalization period they give us, January 1 to December 31, okay? They give us the weighted average accumulated expenditures, and then we have to compute the avoidable interest. Okay, so we're asking the question, how did we finance that 3.6 million of weighted average accumulated expenditures? We've got $2 million covered by the construction loan, okay? So we had specific borrowing of $2 million. But then the balance, the rest of it, the 1.6, was paid for out of the general borrowing. So we have to determine what is our interest rate, our weighted average interest rate on that other borrowing. So we take the short-term loan times 10%, and the interest on that is 140. The long-term loan, the total interest is 110. So your total interest on the other borrowing is 250. Divide that by the 2.4 million, and you get an average, weighted average interest rate of 10.42%. So now we come down and we say, okay, the 3.6 million we had, is our 3.6 million we've got to cover. 2 million was on the construction loan, and that's a given 12%. 1.6 million, we're using this weighted average interest rate on the rest of the financing, and so our total avoidable interest on the project is $406,667. Wiley solutions will be somewhat different because they round things differently, so they're $406,720. I don't quibble on things like that, so you don't have to worry on an exam if it's a little bit different, as long as it's within a reasonable range. Okay. So the next step is we have to compute the actual interest for the year, okay? And so we take the interest on all 3 loans, we get $490. The avoidable interest is less, so we just put that on, capitalize that to the cost of the building, and reduce our interest expense. They have you also do the depreciation expense here. So the building cost was the $55.2 million. Capitalize the interest, total cost, less salvage, depreciable base, divided by 30 years. Okay, so that's a good example. You have to work through a few of these. If they, don't make sense, let me know.